I had to go to the zone, the auto zone, and buy myself a battery because my 8-year-old, maybe even 9-year-old original factory truck battery has finally bit the dust. So the story was everything was fine and dandy, and then a day ago when I went out in the morning to go start it, I noticed it had a little hesitation. It had kind of cranked a little slow. That's a good telltale sign that it's just about done. So, went to work. When I was done at work, got in the truck, it cranked even slower. So I says, I bet you the battery's shot. It's 8 years old. What more can I expect from it? So that night, I put it on a charger, and at the same time made an online order to AutoZone to get the Duracraft Platnum AGM absorbed glass mat battery size to fit my vehicle. So this afternoon, I went to go pick it up after work, started it up, got the same slow crank. I'm like, it ain't got much left in it. So did a little loop around, went up to AutoZone to pick up my battery, and I have my battery. Put it in the truck, got in the truck, dead in the parking lot. Luckily, guess what? Guess what I had in the back seat? Ready to serve me. My little Noco GBX45. So I popped the hood, hooked up my little GBX45, and it cranked that engine right over like it was a brand new battery. And I came back home. So now, we're going to check this little battery out. And this is a fresh one, because it's got a sticker on here. 9 of 2023. So it's less than a month old. So this is a very fresh battery. So what do I got? I got the, like I said, it's the Duracraft Platnum AGM technology. So it's got the absorbed glass mat. This is a 850 cold cranking amp, or 1000 cranking amps above 32 degrees. Has 140 reserve capacity and 80 amp hours. Distributed by Best Parts Inc., Memphis, Tennessee. So we have all the typical bits of a battery, but we're going to test this battery. And on top of that, I always like to charge a brand new battery overnight to give it its best shot. So we're going to take all these little tchotchkes off here. We're going to get my little tester out. So here's my little tester, the Vident 12-volt battery analyzer, IBT 100. And I did go out the previous night when I first detected that the battery was shot. I did test it. So it tested as replace battery after a charge. So it's shot. So now we're going to test a brand new battery. Just because it's new doesn't mean it's good. Okay, so we're currently sitting at 12.61 volts. We're going to hit OK. We're going to put auto vehicle. This is a AGM. Battery standard, we're going to go with CCA for cold cranking amps. And we're going to type in 850 CCA. going to hit OK. We're testing. Good battery. Volts, 12.6. Measured, 1,155 cold cranking amps. Rated at 850 cold cranking amps. We got one hell of a battery here. State of charge, 100%. State of health, 100%. We are awesome. But I'm still going to put it on a trickle charger overnight with a automatic desulfator, because that's what my particular charger has. So before I bring you out for the next segment of ripping the old battery out and putting the new in, I'll tell you a little story. Now, on my old battery, when I first got it, when I first bought the truck, I did put an automatic desulfator in it. And when I took it out, when I went to go check it yesterday, I noticed it wasn't flashing. So apparently it burned out, or it just wore out. So it was not working as it should have. So what's a battery desulfator? Well, as any of these batteries, any of these flooded lead acid, even AGMs, they develop sulfates that cross on the plates, or in this thing, wherever it attached to. And sometimes all the sulfating happens at the bottom of the battery. So eventually, what happens is that all the plates are above the case a little bit, just a, whatever amount of measurement. So what happens is that over time, and if a flooded battery or an AGM battery is not always charged to the max, 100% capacity, it develops the sulfating problem, and then eventually, as the sulfates start building up in there, it eventually shorts the battery out internally, and then you got so-called the dead battery again. So I've always ran. I even have a desulfator in here running on an old Optima yellow top in here. So I put that on there, so it probably ran for, I don't know, maybe 7 years before. I don't even know. Let's just say it ran a whole 8 years before it died and blah, blah, blah. That may have been very well why it kept the battery as long as it gone. And on top of that, for the off periods that I don't drive the vehicle, I always put the thing on a trickle charger anyway. So I always have the battery 100%. And my little 1.7 mile trip to work every day does not fully charge a battery. So every weekend, I put the truck on the charger, charge up the battery. So maybe that was one reason why my battery lasted, 8-9 years. I'll have to check the date code when I take it out, and then see when it was made. Because obviously this one was made in 9/2003, so we know when it was made. And it's a good battery, real good battery. This is a highly rated battery on the website, the AutoZone website, especially this particular AGM battery. Highly rated. So, being that this is AGM, my default strategy when I was going to buy a new battery was to get another Optima battery for this particular vehicle that I have, because I've always had good luck with them. I mean, my 2010 GMC that I had, I think the original factory battery lasted like 3 years or something like that. I put a red top in there. But I go back saying that, I don't drive enough to fully charge the battery. And I think within 2 or 3 years, even that battery was starting to struggle. So I figured it was just a dud battery or a bad battery, or that's all I get out of the battery. So just for shits and giggles, I bought a yellow top Optima battery, and I put that in that vehicle for the remaining time that I had it. So I had that red top floating around in here, and I was reading all about, desulfating a battery to bring it back from the dead, or a weak battery from the dead. And I bought a charger that has an automatic desulfator in it, and I kept that red top battery on that charger like all winter long. And by the time spring rolled around, that battery was brand new. I mean, it had all the fully rated cold cranking amps in it. It was a good battery. So when I traded that vehicle in, I took the yellow top Optima battery back out, which now lives in here now, and I put that red top back in there to because that was only a starting battery, where a yellow top is a combination of a starting and a deep cycle battery. So it's a hybrid. So that battery lives on in here. So I don't really remember when probably 2013. So the yellow top is still in here, so it's 10 years old. And if I were, probably I should test it to see what it's at. Of course, I didn't top the charge off. I would have to charge the battery, but I had a video on that little battery analyzer there, and I think I tested this yellow top on that, and it tested good. And I just went out and did the truck battery, and it tested good at the time. And everybody wanted to see the test results. It's out there. It's like it's out there, and I got to take I don't even know the cold cranking amps of that original battery because it's buried underneath a junction block. Because you got the battery, then there's like this power distribution box on top of it that you got to kind of fold out of the way, and then I got like two Fender firewall support brackets I got to take out. So you got to take the bracket out, then you got to flip the power distribution block out of the way just to read the top of the battery to see how many cold crank amps. So I made a guess it's about 750. I really don't know, but I'll find out in the coming days what it really is. So enough of me rambling on about this baloney. So like I said, I'm going to charge this thing overnight on a desulfating charger, blah, blah, blah. And then I'll have another segment of taking the old battery out, putting this one in, and then another little segment of me on the battery so I get the maximum amount of life out of these things. And we'll go from there. So stay tuned for the next segment. Alrighty, let's take out this 8-year-old battery that's good for 2 starts. So all we need is some basic tools. Of course, modern vehicles, everything is going to be metric. So we got a full assortment of metric sockets. So we need to take this brace off, and it's got a little leg on the bottom of it. So we got 13 millimeter. That went somewhere. Hopefully hit the ground. Now, this comes off somehow. So these things was where I had the old desulfator attached, where it burned out. Get that out of the way. Okay. The thing just clips on there, so. There must be some clips on the other side. Okay, so we're a little closer. We're getting this out of the way. First, I got all my other little wires here running in the way. I got that. So now I just gotta take the strap out for the battery hold down and manhandle that out of there because it doesn't have a go handle. So I gotta get a extension. Get this other little bracket out of the way. Okay. Don't have a go handle, so we gotta manhandle it out of there. It should be real fun. go. That was easy. Now get the other battery. So much easier it makes it when a battery has gold handles on it. Just slips right in. No problem. Okay, I'll put this thing back over. It makes everything so convenient. And this thing. Takes care of that. Now we can put this thing back in. That thing. Now we put this thing back on. Of course, everything is elongated, so we put all the bolts in. See if I can find that one that fell on the ground. I'll have to find it. later. Which is probably a little go on. So now for the big test. We'll see if it starts. Got such a nice cranking sound now, beautiful. So I'll tighten all these bolts up to factory specs, find that one that disappeared, and put the rest of my little tchotchkes in there. I'll have another little segment of putting another desulfurator back in here to keep the battery alive as long as possible. I'd like to get another, that would be great if I got another 8 years out of this one. And so that's it for changing the battery in a 2015 GMC Sierra double cab with a 5.3 Chevy Thunder. So that's it for this video. Thanks for watching, and we'll see you on the next one. Bye-bye.